Welcome back, everybody. If there is one thing every political campaign is known for at the end of the day, it is the dirty trick, which at one time might have been considered something of a badge of honor to tinker away at the opposition with a sly and subtle nuance. Here in 2016, those nuances have gone way out the window and been replaced by flat-out insults and flat-out lies. Perhaps one of the more infamous instances of trickery would be in the case of Barry Goldwater versus Lyndon Johnson, revolving around charges of racism, the Ku Klux Klan, and a television spot that stands to this day as one of the more effective and one of the more chilling. Bill Tucker has the word.
The campaign of Barry Goldwater and LBJ ranks as one of the more vicious in American history. Johnson ran ads implying that Goldwater was a racist after a Grand Master in the KKK endorsed him. Then there was the Daisy ad, which warned voters that a vote for Goldwater was a vote for nuclear annihilation.
Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home.
And then there was a commercial that might sound eerily familiar called Confessions of a Republican, which featured a man who called himself a Republican, but turns out the ad was a scripted lie. The man was an actor hired by the LBJ campaign to act the part, who produced the ad. Johnson won the election in a landslide. Bill Tucker, Newsmax, New York.
Let us now dive into those tricks of the trade and the media ramifications of it all as we pass through this debate and this election season. Let's welcome in the man who detailed the Goldwater LBJ moments from New York City, Newsmax anchor and reporter Bill Tucker. And we're joined here in the studio by the former broadcast network executive and insider who understands why it could be better to watch this debate season with something other than hope and faith, maybe more like vodka and Vicodin. President, he came up with that line, and I told him I was going to use it. President of the M Network Branding and Strategy in Miami, Florida, Thom Mozloom. You happy with yourself?
That was supposed to be off the air, Ed.
No, it wasn't, my friend. Trust me, this is the media. We put all these things out here. Hey, Bill, because you talked about the dirty tricks here, let's bring you in first here on all this. Is there any reason to believe that we actually, wait a minute, dirty tricks? This campaign has busted all the rules, Bill. I mean, this is going to set brand new standards for what dirty tricks are. And as a matter of fact, let's be honest, the American people likes it.
Oh, please, come on. I'm shocked. I mean, there's gambling going on in politics. Now, of course, it's a simple truth, and Thom knows this as well. They've been doing dirty tricks ever since somebody decided to run for office. The Confessions of a Republican ad sound like the Republicans of today who call themselves Republicans who say they're going to vote for a Democratic ticket. The scaring people, nothing new. In fact, I looked at a campaign that Jefferson ran against Adams, and one of the charges he made against Adams, his friend, was that if you elect him, he's going to start a war with France. There's nothing new in the book of politics, and it seems to go on every election season. Some do seem a little worse than others, and this one I would definitely put in the worst file.
Thom, maybe here is what is new, because when we look at all the dirty tricks, we look at hardcore television commercials, and they're frightening, and there's atom bombs in there, and there's charges of racism. This election and what we're watching tonight is entertainment.
That's
flat, simple, down to the end. Let's throw the politics out and remember that everybody is watching tonight because they want to be entertained.
That's correct. What's new is that this is blood sport. This is no longer politics, nor is it news. And I apologize to you guys who do this for a living. I know it is important to you, but for the rest of us, this is sheer entertainment. That's why this debate has numbers like a Super Bowl, as opposed to like a debate. All of the dirty tricks, all of the nasty politics, they've been around forever. Negative advertising, that has worked since the very first campaign. It's a tried and true technique. The Daisy Girl ad, the celebrity ads that John McCain ran against President Obama, all of that, the 3 a.m. ad that Hillary Clinton ran, these are all this type of trick. Guys like me sit in dark rooms, come up with things that are going to scare the crap out of you and say, oh no, I can't vote for him. But for the first time in a very long time, we're looking at an election that is pure entertainment. It's everything but ring girls.
Which they should have. Which, if there was, it's a great idea.
This is a good idea.
Halftime. Bill, I'm going to tell you something. He's hit on something, because all we need now are ring girls carrying around cards. And the only thing that's really wrong with this whole debate tonight is there's no halftime.
That's right. Bill, you're in New York. You can get the ring girls there, can't you?
No, we need the ring girls. We need elephants and donkeys walking around on the stage because these are the two most disliked people who've ever run for the presidency. So, yeah, Tom, let's get this entertainment going.
All right, let's go ahead and listen to some of the things that have been said here tonight, and let's get a quick comment from both of you here. First of all, in the debate this evening, the whole thing started out with jobs. Here's Hillary Clinton saying she will build an economy for everyone.
First, we have to build an economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. That means we need new jobs, good jobs, with rising incomes. I want us to invest in you. I want us to invest in your future. That means jobs in infrastructure, in advanced manufacturing, in innovation and technology, clean renewable energy, and small business, because most of the new jobs will come from small business.
All right, Tom, I start with you. Hillary Clinton's beginning tonight. Your take?
Exciting as a metronome, honestly. It's what was she going to say? I mean, you know, of course that's what that was a well-rehearsed line. I mean, it was perfectly fine, completely serviceable, and she didn't say anything that's going to make somebody who's going to vote for Donald Trump go, wait a minute. I think I need to second think this.
But that goes for the other side, too. Nothing
course.
Trump says tonight is going to make anybody say, I'm not going to vote for him, I'm going to vote for Hillary.
No, and I think, interestingly enough, the standard is much higher for Hillary tonight than it is for Donald Trump. The Trump standard is, you know, if he bursts into flames on the set, then he might lose some Trump voters. She actually has to perform, and I think she's playing it safe thus far.
Is that a fair assumption here as well as we look at this bill from you? I mean, Hillary Clinton comes out, she's hitting all the right points here, she's hitting exactly what she needs to. But in essence, it is still Hillary Clinton, and people are not going to be excited about her because I really feel, and Tom, maybe you'll agree, but Bill, to you, that when Hillary Clinton speaks, Donald Trump followers hear this, wah, 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 wah. That's all they hear every time.
Well, yeah, but here's where I agree with Tom 100%. A chicken in every pot. How many centuries have we been hearing the line from politicians that they'll put a chicken in every pot? And it was really, really boring. But here's what's interesting is if you look at the Reuters poll that was put out this morning, 50% of the people they surveyed said they are looking at this debate to help them make up their mind. So,
do you believe that? Wait a minute, hang on a second, Bill.
Also,
do you believe that number, though, 50% of the people are still looking to make a decision? I don't believe that.
Well, it's there. I mean, it's not my poll. So I'm looking at their survey techniques, and there are a lot of people who are looking at this debate trying to make up their mind. I mean, maybe if Donald Trump burst into flames, it might be seen as the most supreme entertainment they've got, and they'll vote for him because they figure, what the heck, it's a magician. I think these guys need to be a little more exciting and a little more specific. And they have been, but they're sure not been tonight, not so far.
Well, let's talk about specifics here because Donald Trump, and let's hear a little bit about what he said in the debate, too. He comes out talking about jobs. He says jobs are leaving America, which is exactly what we have been hearing from him for the last year. The interesting thing is, do you hear anything, and let's play the clip, but do you hear anything here that's new? But then again, why should he say anything that's new? Because it works. Here's the clip.
Our jobs are fleeing the country. They're going to Mexico. They're going to many other countries. You look at what China is doing to our country in terms of making our product. They're devaluing their currency, and there's nobody in our government to fight them. And we have a very good fight, and we have a winning fight, because they're using our country as a piggy bank to rebuild China, and many other countries are doing the same thing.
I got about 90 seconds here, Bill. I come to you first. And again, what I preface this and how I preface this, it's what we've heard from Donald Trump for the last year. But why should he say anything different? It's working.
No, there's no reason. I totally agree with you. There's no reason why he should change it. There are a lot of other things he could say. They could be more clarifying. They could make the situation plainer and easier to understand. But I don't know how you get easier than jobs are leaving, China's growing, we're not, we're screwed, and she's been a part of it.
So here we go, Tom, and Bill's point is well made. Clarify it, but I'm going to come back to it, though. Why clarify? The generalities have worked beautifully for him to this point.
If you give a concept or an idea, then you are responsible for it. If you give a criticism, she's responsible for it. Why would you clarify it? Why wouldn't you just lay that all in the lap of those darn politicians who have been at it for the last 30 years doing the same thing over and over again? getting jobs to leave our country for political gain. Why wouldn't you just keep banging that drum until Lester Holt falls over?
Well, okay, now, wait a minute. Lester Holt, real quick, yes or no, should Lester Holt be the guy who should be holding feet to the fire on truth? Should he be there as the fact checker?
What is he, Encyclopedia Britannica? How's he going to know that?
Thank you, Bill. Same thing to you, because you've been in this business just as long as we have in all this here. It's not his job to sit and do this. It's the press's job to do that.
It's the press's job, and it's Hillary Clinton's job. She doesn't like or she wants to call into question, do it. But Tom's right. Lester Holt's not the Encyclopedia Britannica. He's got to be concerned with managing a debate, not sitting there doing fact-checking and trying to control a debate that's in front of him.
That's Bill Tucker in New York. This is Thom Mozloom here. They're going to come back, because when we do come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about what we have seen in the debate this evening. And that is in the early stages when Donald Trump went right to Hillary Clinton and took the game right to her. Our special coverage of the presidential debates continues.